Hello everybody, this will be a video on Market Cipher and just kind of using it more stress-free. I get a lot of questions asking how to use Market Cipher and just not be so stressed out with trading. Trading gets so stressful. Just a lot of people just been asking me that question, so I'm just going to make a video on this, discussing how to really trade stress-free, and it shouldn't really be that stressful as long as you're using proper risk management and whatnot. So really, based off of Market Cipher, what I recommend as a beginner or when you're just starting out within your first few months of trading, I recommend using the 24-minute time frame and above, as you won't be getting into as many trades, but at the same time, you'll be using more higher time frames, in which are more accurate in predicting the signals of direction of where it wants to go. Like for example, right now, I am on the 1 hour time frame and I see a 1 hour bullish divergence forming. However, I'm not going to really take the trade until the divergence really forms. So if I see a green dot that printed already, so I won't enter it into a trade until that divergence is confirmed. And so really, within these timeframes, you want to be looking for a confirmation in divergences. Usually it will signal a good move up, and it will lead you to winning a trade. Yes, you won't be able to catch a sniper entry on the bottom, but it ensures you that you are getting a proper winning trade. Going off of trading divergences and waiting until they confirm, again, what you want to do is always mark out your TA, do your TA, mark out your daily levels, weekly levels, monthly levels, draw fibs, and really just doing that can go a long ways. Really, what you want to be looking for is just looking at places where price pivots. So what I mean by that is that if we go on the line chart here, I'll actually just go to, I'll stay on this one. So if we just go to the line chart, and really we're just taking note of wherever price tends to pivot. And really what's more significant about that is when you take note of that, of a support and resistance line, and just taking note of where price pivots on the daily, weekly, and monthly, really just creates more good supports for you to trade off of. And really, if you just add in, for say, Fibonacci retracement or naked daily point of controls or whatnot, it just adds more confluence to your trading. And really, it just gives you more options of levels to trade at, for example. Now, when actually doing your TA, instead of having to look at the charts all day, what I recommend is, again, put a horizontal line just before price goes towards a level, and then you can right click on it and then just really add a message or a note to yourself of what is going on or what you really want to see in Market Cipher B. Feel free to check out my other videos. I'll try to do a live stream every Wednesday of me just literally looking and seeing what's going on with Market Cipher and interpreting where price is going to be, and just kind of predicting what Market Cipher would look like, the divergences, for example, and just really trading off of that based off of the levels. With this, yes, you're not gonna take every single trade that price goes to at a level. That's kind of why you use Market Cipher. There are times where price is going to crush resistance or support. A very good example of this was yesterday, as we were coming down to a monthly level, as you can see in my chart right here, at the green horizontal line at 35K roughly. And you can see we just kind of like crushed through it, got a little bit of bounce, and then we just continued to crush through it. Really, what it comes down to is that you want to identify a divergence forming using Market Cipher. Again, what you want to be looking for is your momentum waves and money flow. Really, that's all that's to it, really. Yes, you can use the RSIs and use that as extra confirmation. What you want to be looking for is, again, the RSIs coming into 1, but really it all comes down to just really momentum and money flow, and just identifying a divergence at a level and taking the trade based off of the reaction of the divergence. Again, to make the trading a lot stress-free, I recommend that you don't front run the divergences. What I mean by front running them is, say, let's go to replay mode. And so here I am on the 24-minute, and you can see that price is coming towards the level. It's bouncing off of the level. And here you can see on Market Cipher B that we are getting a 24-minute bullish divergence at that level. So here you can see price clearly coming down, making lower lows. And here you can see momentum coming up along with money flow kind of. However, you don't see a green dot yet. So really what people like to do is they will front run a divergence and just kind of enter a long based off of price reacting towards that level. Now, that is okay if you are getting, say, divergences on the lower time frames, but really I just wait until you get a confirmation of the divergence on the 12 or 24-minute. Again, I highly recommend using the 24-minute and up. It will lead to a more accurate signal for you to get into the trade. But again, I'd wait until the divergence is confirmed. So I'll just hit the play button here. And so I would have entered based off of this right here. We would have gotten a nice retest, would have put your stop loss right below that last low, and then really just aim for a take profit. So a nice, not really a good trade, but again, you guys should get the point. I'm entering once the divergence is confirmed. And really, this probably wouldn't have led to a leading trade, but nevertheless, it's why I don't really trade weekend action, price action. And really that leads me to my second point, really, is don't trade weekends. I know a lot of people have a 9-to-5 job and they can't really trade on weekends per se. So what I recommend is that you pick a time during the day, a weekday, say like an hour after a fresh daily candle close, and just trade for an hour really, and just take scalps, or if possible try to look for 24-minute divergence setups and just really trade based off of that. Usually what I recommend is trading, if you could, take a whole day off on Wednesday and just trade Wednesdays, as Wednesdays has the most volatility. But if you can't, of course, again, I recommend just trading a specific time. So it can be like as soon as you wake up towards when you're close to going to bed after work. And so it is hard. You probably won't be getting in as many trades, but nevertheless, that is what I kind of recommend to people who don't really have time to be trading during the day as they are working. And then one last thing to really go over with Market Cipher is alerts are your friend. And really you can create alerts on Market Cipher B. So you just go to the alert button, click down and go to Market Cipher B. And here you can have custom alerts made for you. So you don't have to be looking at a specific pattern that happens on Market Cipher B. So this can be money flow crossovers, large green dots. And so really just going over everything we talked about in this video. Really the first thing I would do to stop stressing out over charts really is do your TA and create alerts at the levels of confluence in your TA. So again, just mark out horizontal levels and just make note of where price is pivoting, really. And just look at the daily, weekly, and monthly. If you really have extra time, you can do the 4 hour, but really the daily, weekly, and monthly will go a long ways. And really just the basics of marking out those levels will lead you to some pretty good trades overall. Next thing is do not front run divergences. Again, there are certain times where you can, but as more of a beginner using Market Cipher B, I wouldn't front run divergences. I'd wait for them to print and trade based off of that, because there are times where price can crush a resistance level, or Market Cipher B will change. There might be a green dot printing, and then it will go away as price kind of moves. And so again, just wait for those divergences to confirm and trade based off of that. You'll have a lot more success with that. Third is create alerts for Market Cipher. So again, create alerts for like money flow crossovers, green dots. You can even do alerts for Market Cipher A if there's like a blood diamond, red X or whatnot. Again, just create alerts, and that will lead to a lot of less maintenance of just looking at the charts all the time. It'll just kind of automatize it. And fourth really is avoid weekend trading. I know that a lot of people have off on weekends and tend to be the really only trading time is the weekend. But however, I don't really recommend trading the weekends, because most of the time it's stop loss hunting and it's just bot trading. And so more often than not, you lose money. But I guess you can give it a try, but just be careful with your risk management and whatnot, and how much you are risking, because more often than not, you'll end up losing trades. I know in my previous experience of trading with weekend price action, really, I'll enter a trade and then a few hours later it just kind of stagnate, and then eventually I'll just get stopped out, and then the price will pump up again. So again, the reason for it is a lot of low volume trading, and so really there's a few big players who can just move the market easily and just kind of wreck you and stop you out. And again, the fifth and last thing I kind of want to go over is, again, if you are a full-time person and just don't really have a lot of time to dedicate to trading, again, just pick a time during a weekday and trade for 1 hour. Really, it can just be simple as, say, like 8 o'clock at night, or right when you wake up before you go to bed or whatnot. Really just dedicating half an hour to trading to 15 minutes to trading, really. As long as you're using good, proper risk management, can go a long ways. And remember that trading is a marathon and not a sprint. You can get rich quick with it, but however, I don't really recommend doing that, as more often than not, you'll end up losing all your money. And so that is pretty much it for the video. Feel free to check out my playlist of other Market Cipher guides. I think they will be quite of use to you guys. And make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Plus, I'll leave these notes in the description of the video. Thanks. Bye.